All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is the home of good music and good talk, 99.9 Kiss FM. DJ Halowski, aka Daddy Good Music, is definitely the name, and you are tuned and listening to the Weekend Buzz. As you already know, we usually always have the guys roundtable, where we feature phenomenal creatives doing crazy stuff in this part of Africa. And today is not going to be any different. I mean, you already know we're into that time of the tech age, where everyone is trying out different stuff. You see people making use of AI, and tech is just going. It's going global. It's going to another level. Well, today we have a guest on the show, and she goes by the name Kesiebi. I hope I didn't butcher the name. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did.
I killed it, right?
Yeah,
Oh my god! Oh my god! So, welcome to the show, and for someone actually hearing about you for the first time, you might want to share with us who you are, introduce yourself, tell us about you.
Okay, my name is KCB Daniel, okay, and I'm a UI UX designer. I work in the intersection between design, technology, and human experiences. And I've also worked with different companies in like the healthcare, fintech, and also the aviation industry. So I've helped like companies build and make sure that their products are easy and accessible for people to use. So basically that's it. But I think one of the fun thing about me is I didn't come into tech with a coding background, because
Wait, I mean, you don't use any programming languages?
Yeah, I'm actually at the no code part of tech, right?
Okay.
So
there's something like that?
Yeah, so that's one very interesting thing about me and the industry I work in. So
okay, so now if you don't know how to code, you don't do the HTMLs, MySQL, which other one do you have there? Python. Help me list them.
Yeah.
So how did you break into the tech space with that?
Okay, so I studied linguistics.
Linguistics?
Yes. And then, after school, that period where you have to wait for the NYSC.
Okay.
I just wanted to do something different, and then I'm such a social media girl, so I love Instagram and TikTok and everything. So I think out of curiosity, I'm like, how do these things work? Like making sure I can really come on Instagram, comment, upload my pictures effortlessly. So I'm like, okay, how does this work? So I started like researching about designs and apps and all of those stuff. So when I started my research, I started learning. I was actually self-taught before I registered for bootcamp. So I think it was out of curiosity that I figured out that yes, I can break into this without knowing the codes and everything. So that's how I got into like UI UX.
Wow.
Like,
all right, so now for somebody actually hearing about, I've heard you mention UI UX not once, not twice. So what exactly is this UI UX design and how does it work? What exactly is it?
Okay, so UI UX is user interface, and then the UX is the user experience. It's just basically the look and feel of a product. Just think about your Bolt app, your Instagram app, right? You come on your Bolt app, you see buttons, you see the search input where you need to input your address, right? And input your the location where you're going to, and you see buttons to press to make that request. So that's just UI basically. Think of Instagram where you see icons, this icon leads you to the profile. That's UI. So for UX is how the flow goes. It's just about the flow and the functionality. How easy it is for you to upload a picture on Instagram. How easy for you to make a ride request, even if it's your first time doing it. That seamless flow. That's what user experience is about. So it's just about the look, not only about the look and feel,
the user interface,
and also the experience, how
user
user friendly it is. Yeah.
Okay, man. For someone who studied linguistics, you actually happen to know a whole lot. So during the course of the conversation, just before we got on the MIC, I heard you talking about making tech inclusive for everyone.
Okay.
So when you talk about that, what does that mean?
Okay, inclusivity in tech means building products that everyone can access. So I've been in the healthcare space, right? That means I've been designing for people who are sick, right? So my users, right, they're not always comfortable. Just imagine someone being sick and you're trying to order a medication, right? You don't have that comfort to do it. So I make sure I simplify the user experience I try to make sure it's very simplified so you don't have any hassle when you're trying to do that. So inclusivity is trying to make sure that this thing you're building, old people can use it, people who are sick can use it, visually impaired can use it, just making the design very easy and seamless for anyone. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
hence, so you're one of those people that have made our parents to stop using WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And newly added, I just checked, I just discovered both of my parents are actually on Instagram. I'm like, what's going on here? And I left Facebook the day my parents joined Facebook. So imagine, what it feels like. But I mean, it's good to see that because of how friendly the user interface is,
yeah.
the how do you guys call it, tech inclusivity.
Inclusivity.
So
Yeah.
based on that, that's why you have both the old and the young, they can make use of it. And I mean, you have even kids owning their own TikTok channels and stuff. So so locally, I believe you've been able to do like a lot of stuff in the tech space.
Yeah.
But now, what do you see yourself doing at a global stage? Now, when we're going global.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, design is very universal, right? So while the works I've done are like deeply rooted in like the African market, I put it in my mind that okay, these challenges, I mean, healthcare, the fintech, aviation, right? These are things that are like global. So when I design for like global usage. So that's why most of now, right, I'm imputing AI and like data driven experiences so that even if I'm designing for Africa now, these designs are like global standards. So
which means it can be applied in any other country, any other space. Well, that's really nice. So now, are there any specific apps that you've done that you want to talk about? Maybe anyone you want to make mention of, or any system that you set up, that is in use? Any of them?
So yeah, I have like a few works I've done, like in the aviation industry. I did like a product for a company where they can request codes for private jet charters.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
Yeah, you can also, it's more like it's very broad because they specialize on freight services too. So I've done that, and I currently work for a healthcare company where I build the products we work with, the B2B for B2C customers too. So basically, I've also worked in the fintech space where I helped a company scale their fintech, their financial FedExPay actually, their financial app, right? So it's helping cross-border payments. So So basically,
and the list goes on and on
like
that. All right. So I mean, so I know you'd be on social media, of course. I mean, tech. I wouldn't expect anything less. So for somebody hearing about you for the first time, what are your social media handles?
It's KCB Daniel all through, like on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, KCB_Daniel. Yeah. So you can find me there. You can always shoot me a message because I'm always willing to help and guide.
All right. So for the sake of someone who's typing on their phone, do you want to spell that?
Okay. KCB KESI.
Okay.
EBI _ Daniel DANIEL.
Alrighty. So go and follow her on all these platforms. So just gradually, as we drop the curtain on the interview, is there any parting shots, any advice you'd like to give to aspiring designers, so people looking to follow in this same path, coding without knowing how to code outrightly?
My advice is you start with curiosity. I mean, if you want to go into something, you need to make research first. There are lists of tech careers you can explore, so you look for the one that aligns with you. So once you're curious, you make your research, you try to connect with people in that field. I mean, there are so many resources out there. You could go on Google, check for free courses, right? I did that, and it helped me. So you can look for people in the field, text them. I mean, there are so many people willing to help.
Help out.
Yes, in the tech space, there are so many people. So you could join boot camps too, right? So you just need to put your mind into it, right? And then you're always going to succeed if you put your mind into it. And also there's space for everyone in tech. Like there's always something you need to do. You just need to think about a problem and be innovative
On how to solve
on
it.
how to solve those problems. Yeah. So
All right. So, I mean, it's been the voice of Kesebi Daniel. I still got the pronunciation right.
did.
By the way, we didn't even touch that part just before we wrap it up. What part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm from Bayelsa State.
Bayelsa.
Yeah.
So, Bayelsa ladies, they are into tech.
Yeah, so many of us though. We are into tech.
I was expecting, you probably be into fishing. I think you guys have
Oh,
like
no.
a lot of
Yeah,
water
we
in that
have
area.
a lot of water and fishes and farming too. We
Yeah.
have farmers too there. But we have so many people into tech, and then we have women who make sure the girls there they're being carried
Along
yeah.
in terms of tech.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so this is where this is an aspire to perspire moment for you. So I need you to clear your throat and think about it properly. So any parting shot, any last words you'd like to say as we wrap it up on the show today? Think of this aspire to perspire moment. All right, so let's have it.
So I mean, if you're a designer, you're an engineer, a strategist, or a marketer, right? If you have an idea, just make sure you pursue it. Don't be. I think most of the times where people have imposter syndrome, right? Don't be in that position, right? I think that's one of the things that affects we creatives, right? So don't be in that space, because I mean it's not a good place to be in. So whenever you see yourself in that space, feeling like you're not enough, you're not doing good enough, snap out of it like that, and make sure you surround yourself with people,
Positive
positive energy, right? So it's really going to help you a lot. And also another thing is try as much as possible to network a lot, because I mean the gigs I've gotten most of the times are based on referrals. So, and those referrals are based on people I've networked with, connected with in events. So try as much as possible to volunteer in events, network with people, because those people might be the people to sound your name somewhere where you're not available. And then, so basically that's everything. Yeah.
All right, so you've been hearing the amazing voice of Kesebi Daniels, and she is a woman in tech, tech babe. I've gone on social media a lot of times where you actually just see tech babe. This is the first time I'm actually having one up close, and I'm actually seeing that, I mean, the tech that we see online, they're actually ladies that know about this, and they can explain, make use of it, use it to solve problems. So big shout out to you.
Yeah.
Hopefully maybe sometime in the nearest future we might have you on another edition we'll be talking about tech. We'll be going that day probably we might just dissect the idea of UI and UX.
Yeah.
We'll go deep. That's when you go to a church and then you hear go deeper.
Okay.
All right, man, it's been great having you right here on the show. This is where we drop the curtain on the guys round table. Remember to join us same time, same station, on the home of good music and good talk, 99.9 Kiss FM. The name is DJ Halowski, aka Daddy Good Music, signing out. Let's get back to some good music.